Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Gerard. I'm an exotic plant collector. I want to talk about one of my plants that I have had for a while. I want to show you what it looks like now and what I've done to it. I have gave it a little chop because it got a little big, so I chopped it up. A lot of good came from the chop, but I was getting attacked by thrips not too long ago, and I didn't know what to do after I chopped it. Then I had a neglection time on it. I actually neglected my Philodendron Tenue a little bit. This is obviously, this is the bottom leaf right here. You see this white stuff on there. I'm gonna just leave it on there because this is what I did to it after I noticed it had thrips. Right now I don't have, I'm like, let's say close to 4 weeks in, there's no thrips, but I left this on this for some reason because I have been neglecting it. I just wanted to see, to show you, and to be mad at myself after, you know, a year or two after I see this video again and I see it and I just look at the condition of it after it gets a little bigger and just sees where we're at. But this is when it started having thrips. This is no thrips. This is the time. And it's growing back, but I also had a humidity problem. One of my humidifiers went down, and this thing suffered a lot because the leaves are so thin. It's a philodendron, but it just doesn't have that capability to survive. Well, in my house, I'm just telling you about my experience, because when my humidity dropped, this thing did horrible. I was getting these wrinkly, crinkly leaves. I was watering it correctly, but I was neglecting it, so it got hit with thrips. Wasn't a lot of thrips, but it was like a good amount. And the amount of pests usually shows you, or just shows me that I was really neglecting it, because I'm usually all over my plants. So if I see like 1 or 2 thrips, that's usually when I'm hitting it. But usually if it's like 4 or 5 and on like one leaf and then on another leaf, usually I haven't been paying attention to the plant for probably weeks. I haven't really been on it. And the positioning where I have all my plants at, it's kind of weird for me because it's like everything's not there, like really accessible. I have to kind of reach over things on shelves. So it's a transition for me and a transition for the plants. And a transition for the plants, but this is what I was working with. But I'm bouncing back. I'm learning. Being up in that room, it's consolidated, but I'm trying to make it work for me. But this is a success story right here, because the new growth, I just wanted to film this to show you the growth of the new growth. I want to get rid of these old leaves. I want to wash it. I have diatomaceous earth all over it, especially on the stem. When they try to crawl up, they'll get sliced and diced up. I have a ton of traps out there just in case they are jumping, because they don't fly too far over what I'm hearing, but usually those sticky traps will help. I did a lot with this one. I actually added a little bit of systemic pesticide, so hopefully I'll be monitoring it throughout the month, because that systemic should not last too long and they might try to come back. So I'm always going to be vigilant, but I'm back watching this thing and it's doing great now. And another thing, like I said, my humidity is back up. Right now it's at like 51%, so that's ideal for it. I'm giving it perfect lighting. I have artificial light. It's just doing great now. It's just bouncing back after me neglecting it on the humidity side. I also want to show you my cuts. Let me fix this because this looks like it's going to be bent. Well, I'm going to leave it as is. But you see that? That's a Philodendron Tenue. That's like its second leaf. I have it in sphagnum peat moss. That's how I do it. But this is a baby Philodendron Tenue. Came from that plant. That's the mother plant. I have a couple more that I have in different spaces. I'm just trying to get back to the basics and get back to the solo cups in the sphagnum peat moss, because they have been working well for me. I tried Leca. Leca's cool. Perlite's cool, but I feel more at home with a dark colored red solo cup, because I find like most of the simple stuff works for me, and when I try to get out of the simple, that's when I actually start to get into like problems and I overcomplicate things. So me as a person, I don't know what works for you, is like everything's simple. When it deals with plants, I don't like to overcomplicate things, because then I just kind of, I guess it's just too much. I don't know, analysis paralysis. Maybe it's just not my thing, but where I'm at right now is like simple is best for me, especially when filming these videos. Simple. But yeah, this is my baby Philodendron Tenue, which I thought there was yeah, like, I don't know if you ever used sphagnum peat moss, they leave like flakes. I was thinking that there was something crawling on on one of the leaves, but it's the flakes from the sphagnum peat moss. Let me just make sure. Yep, it's looking good. So it was like best for me. It should be unfurling soon. I did have a couple going out to Facebook. I think I sold 2 already of the cuts. I think I made 4 cuts. Well, I think I made 5 cuts. I still have one with the original leaf upstairs. This is the one where, well, some of them I was like taking off the original leaf from the node cutting, and this was one of them. I actually have 2 of them, and then there's one more that's still growing roots in leca actually, and there's nothing emerging, so I left it as is, but it has tons of roots. But that's what I want to show you for right now, guys. Thanks for watching. That's my Philodendron Tenue. This is February, almost the end of February. It's February 23rd, 2022. And a lot is going on, but as you see, like I said, it's just a story, just a self-analysis on where I went wrong with the plant. And we're back on track, and that's why we, you know, people that know, I just feel like I fell back a little bit. Now I'm back on it. As long as I didn't fall off all the way and start losing all my plants. But you know, real plant people, they might fall back, but they never fall off. Anyway, I'm gonna keep it like that. Thanks for watching. If this is the first time you've seen my channel, my name is Gerard. Once again, I'm an exotic plant collector. I just make these videos to help you or help somebody, or help hopefully something, you know, you got some good information from this, hopefully, from what I'm telling you and what I'm showing you. The diatomaceous earth, I didn't go into detail with that. That's just this powder that I usually spray it outside because the dust isn't too good for your lungs, so you can't inhale it, or don't spray it in an enclosed area where there's no ventilation. Usually when I apply it, I'm applying it outside, so make sure you do that, because spraying it inside, those flakes can get in your lungs, and it's hard to remove, I'm hearing, so it can cause damage to your lungs. So be careful about that, but also can damage the mess out of any type of pest crawling on your plants, like spider mites, scale, thrips. It's like it's not good to look at, but it's very effective. And it's added, when you got stuff affected, when you have like systemic pesticides, spray on pesticides, diatomaceous earth, that's like a whole nuclear war on pests. So usually the outcome is almost guaranteed when you apply it the right way. But yeah, if you're first time you see my channel, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm all over the place talking. Yeah, and then check me out on Instagram. I'll put the link in the description below. So that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching, and keep growing.